everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today we are talking about the Traveler's Notebook size Sterling Ink Common Planner. So I ended up starting out 2023 with a dated 2023 B6 Common Planner. That was the first one that Catherine had released, and then she did undated A5 size, which I ended up purchasing as well. I ended up with quite a few notebooks, and I pretty much have bought everything that she's released. So I did end up buying booklets too when those came out, and yeah, I have a definite problem. Sterling Ink Common Planner is my planner weakness for sure. I've just loved their planners. I ended up with quite a few pre-orders for 2024. Two of them have not come yet, but one of them is here, and this is the 2024 compact size. It's smaller Traveler's Notebook. So this is just a Sterling Ink Common Planner. They have the same kind of planner guts, but we're going to walk through this one today, and I'm going to show you guys my idea for how I'm going to use this. I don't know what exactly is going in here quite yet. I've got quite a few ideas for like TN and week size planners. I'm really sizing down and scaling down for a lot of my like accessory planners, like fitness trackers, wellness, content planning, mileage trackers. All of those things have all been kind of scaled down, I think, for 2024. I may change my mind, but right now I'm 2 months out from 2024, and I'm thinking I'm going like Traveler's Notebook size and weeks size for quite a few things and changing it up quite a bit. That's totally a different thing. These happen to be horizontal layouts, which I am really excited about. I feel like the pages are set up really nicely for this. Sterling Ink just has a special place in my heart because they were my first Tomoe River paper planner, and I just fell in love. I love how Catherine keeps everything really clean and not a whole lot of, there's no color really. It's like grayscale instead of black and white inks. I just love everything about the Sterling Ink Common Planners, and I did end up getting a couple of new cover choices since she did all new covers. They are PU leather, so it's nice and flimsy, like totally flimsy but protective because it's that, you know, plasticky type of cover, but it doesn't feel too plasticky. It feels really nice because it's got the little leatherette texture on it, and I really like it. This is the brownish color. I think it's called Caramel, and it's so pretty. I want to get a couple more planners in this color because I just love it so much. I did end up with booklets in the same color. Yeah, today we're just going to walk through this one. I'm going to show you guys what I plan on doing with this. So let's go ahead and hop in. We'll change camera angles and we'll walk through this and talk about it a lot more in detail and compare it actually to last year's planners because they are a tiny bit different here and there. Okay, huge disclaimer. My hands are a complete wreck. So we did Halloween parties and we did Disney zombies. I'll try to insert a picture for you guys. It was super cute and the girls were so happy, but everybody had colorful hairspray. So I was like hairspraying everybody. It ended up staining like under my nails and everything. And then I also had to wash the girls' hair out last night. So yeah, nails are a wreck. I haven't painted them because I've been doing like major organization and deep cleaning projects in the house. So they're just getting wrecked anyway. I had them painted for Halloween, had like cute little ghosts and eyes and stuff. It was super cute. Totally wrecked them like a day later. So yeah, I'm not painting them right now while I finish a couple more house projects, but I wanted to go ahead and disclaim that because they look horrible right now, so don't look too close today. But we're going to walk through this planner, and then I've got a couple of covers and things to talk about my little system I'm going to have with this. So this one is the caramel color. I wanted to talk about the cover just a little bit. I already mentioned it, but I love like the color differences in it, and it does have that pebbly texture on it. You can feel that texture. It does feel a little bit pebbly, and I really just love that. I do not like the plastic covers because it does cover up the actual feel of the planner, and I love the feel. So as far as notations and things, it does have the information down here, 2024. This one is considered the N1H because she's using N1 for TN size and then N2 for weeks size, and then the H signals horizontal. They do have a vertical also in this, and it also says compact because I did end up getting the compact size, which does not have all of the daily pages. I think it only goes to like 120. Let's see what it says, something like that. 119, and then one of the pages is not dated or not labeled. So it starts 1 on this side, even though there's 1 over here. So it's really technically 120 pages if you count that back page of the other one. But yeah, I got the smaller one. I didn't think I was going to need a whole daily page for any of the purposes I potentially would use this for. So I didn't get the full size. I'll show you guys a full size. This is the A5 size, undated from last year. The TN size is the same height, but it is like an inch skinnier than an A5 size planner. And then this is the full year with all the dated pages for the entire year versus the compact size. And this is about the size of a half year if you've had a half year. Again, A5 size, so not exactly the same width, but they are pretty much spot on about the same size as the half year. So if you're interested in a compact planner, that's about the size. And these ones are going to be hard to come by, but they do have a buy, sell, trade group. It's not associated with Catherine or Sterling Ink at all, but it's just a Facebook group that's the unofficial buy, sell, trade. You can check it out if you're interested. There are a lot of people who pre-ordered quite a few planners, and then Catherine will do some sort of sale in November with whatever she has left, but I anticipate some of the different varieties will sell out quickly because a lot of people missed the pre-order, or they're like me where they're super indecisive and pre-ordered certain ones and then want to get actual other ones. So next year I might just pre-order one of everything. I was so sad thinking I wanted like one big chunky planner and ended up ordering half year planners. So I'm gonna really try to snag myself an A5 full year, you know, chunky one. And if all else fails, I might end up using this undated one, but that means I would be committing to having to redate the entire year all my own, and I don't want to redate the whole thing. I just love the way it looks when some of the stuff is already there. So anyway, let's walk through this really quick. It's the same layout as far as like the stuff in the front of the page, but because this is a horizontal and it's the first TN size planner that she has released, we're going to walk through those pages and talk about it as well. So if you're used to these kind of bound Tomoe River paper books, they have some sort of coverlet on the inside and it's glued to the first page. So she makes it just kind of a header page. You can put your information there if you need to. And then it's a blank on the back, your year at a glance for 2024. And the grid spacing isn't actually on that part. If you can see, this part's unlined, but because of the way the pages are, you can see the grids behind it if you really need grids for that for some reason. It does have a little grid space at the bottom. You can write important things down, or like a code in case you're like plotting out school closure and early days. You know, you can use like a dot pen, color code it, and then put your color codes down at the bottom. And then you walk into your blank pages, and this is kind of intended to be a key or an index because you have all of those pages in the back and they're numbered. You don't have one for every single day, so you could use this however you want in the back. And she always includes this key no matter which size planner you have so that you can track those numbered pages in the back if you need to. And then you move into her goal setting page, and I do like the way that this is broken down. You've got these boxes here. There end up being like 6 sections, but a lot of grids in each section. So it could be like a certain category or one specific goal in each of the 6 boxes. You could break it down however you want. And then you break it down into smaller time chunks. So we've got our someday, like our dream type of goal based on whatever it is that we want to do. Then how do you want to be 1 year out? The goal for half of a year, the goal for quarterly. Break it down to like monthly things you can do, weekly things, and then all the way to daily. So let's say like one of my goals for 2023 was to learn Japanese and technically like start learning Japanese. I don't think I'm going to be fluent like anytime soon, but I would love to. Just my dream someday goal is someday I want to travel to Japan and be able to communicate with the locals in Japan. So that's my goal. I don't want to become completely fluent in it to where I can like translate for people. Like I don't want a career out of it. I just want to be able to hobble my way through communicating with actual Japanese people and like being respectful of them, show up and use the language. And of course, like they're going to think, of course, this foreigner can't speak Japanese, but they'll be able to understand something that I'm saying enough that they realize that I'm trying at least. So I don't plan on being fluent. I don't plan on writing in Japanese, like writing books or anything like important or anything, but I would love to someday travel to Japan and be able to speak with Japanese people. And then here, my 1 year goal. What do I want to get done in 1 year? So I want to go through the basic so many lessons to where I can have a normal conversation. When you're learning a language, it's like, hi, how are you? You can order off of a menu, those kind of things. In the 1 year, what do I want to do in 6 months? And all the way down and to like daily. What am I going to do daily? I can do 10 minutes of Japanese vocab practice. Weekly, I'm going to take 2 lessons. I use Japanese Pod 101, by the way, and like I want to watch 1 YouTube video lesson. That can be like my weekly goal. Each month, I want to cover a new topic like numbers, dates, family members. There's a lot that goes into family member learning, so that can be like a monthly goal. I want to cover 1 sort of language topic. So you can break it all the way down to some sort of daily habit with that. So that's like a really easy one that you can break down into digestible chunks, but I also have that someday dreamy goal for it. It's like, I want to travel to Japan and be able to communicate. So that's how you can break it down all the way to daily. And I love, love, love this idea. And I'm going to plan on using this one this year. Maybe not in this book, but one of the books that I got, I plan on using this with my Moxie Life. So Moxie Life breaks things down into 8 categories. I'm gonna pick like 6 main ones to break it all the way down, and then I can work on 6 habits in that process. So that's what I thought moving into this is I just love the breakdown all the way to daily. And then you move into your quarterly sections. And again, like this is a really nice, robust goal setting thing with just a few pages of goal setting. It's not something that's gonna be in your face every day or every week, but I do like this way that she breaks it down. So you've got things broken down into this quarterly thing, and you've got a priority section, your 3 months of the quarter. In this case, it's quarter 1, so it's January through March. And then January through March over here, you've got an open box at the top, a habit tracker, and this could be something like you want to track your weight loss or your miles. In my case, I like to do Peloton and I track my miles. I would love to track miles on one of these, track any individual habits. So you could write whatever habits they are up here, and it gives you room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you're gonna do these 6 goals as daily habits, you could have those 6 daily habits here and then have like 1 extra space. And the way it's done is she's got the numbers with the grayed out weekends, and then it also gives you the day of the week. So the first is a Monday, the second is a Tuesday, on and on. And so all of it's mapped out for you, and then there's a box at the bottom as well. So a big box at the bottom. And I like the way that this is done. I've tried to use these a couple of months here and there, but I've never really committed to it hardcore. But I love being able to track a few metrics and see it play out over time. So that would be something you can do. And they've got all 4 quarters. And then as far as the monthly calendar, they are Monday starts on here. And it gives you the month here, a big long sidebar here. One of the cool things I like about this, it does include the week numbers. So we're starting here week 48 up at the top. That's the week right up here. And I love, love, love the way that this is just like really clean and sleek and a little bit different from last year. Let's see, I've got only undated ones next to me. Let me grab a different one. So this is a dated full year B6. I've done Japanese practice in this one, as you can see, but not all the way full. Let's see, where's my monthly? So they did this a little bit different where there's no grayed out box at the top, whereas this one from last year had a grayed out box there with the dates on it. And it doesn't matter to me either way. It's very subtle no matter how she did it. So it's just a little bit different from last year. And as far as the print, we'll talk about that too. The print is a little bit darker in the new ones, but not by a whole lot. Like it's really hard for me to actually tell on some of the lines if it's actually darker, but it is. It's just like the tiniest, tiniest bit darker. And even on some of the printing, like on the undateds, it actually looks lighter in this one than the undated one. So it really just depends on which one you got, exactly how the print is going to look. But I do think it's a little bit darker and a little bit crisper. It's not quite black, but it's a dark gray print. And I can see the grids just fine. I think if you maybe have a little bit of sight issues or anything, it might be hard to see some of the grid. But once you get the pages stacked on each other fully, it's easier to see the grid, I feel like. They kind of ghost through these papers. If you're not used to the Tomoe River paper, it's a very crinkly, super thin paper. It holds up really good with fountain inks and things, so it doesn't have a lot of bleed through unless you're using alcohol-based markers, so I would not recommend that. Anything that's alcohol-based will bleed right through most papers, including this one, but fountain inks and water-based markers and things hold up really well to this paper. It does take a little bit of drying time, but overall, it just ends up staying in the paper. And since the paper is so thin, you do get a ton of ghosting, like I was showing in here. You can see all the writing. Like, don't make fun of my chicken scratch, but you can see the writing through it because it's really thin, crinkly paper. But I feel like that's part of the endearing quality of it, is you can see all the ghosting through it, and it just turns out like this crinkliness. It gets curly and crinkly, and I like the way that the texture of the paper looks after using it. Some of them have the gold gilding on the edges and some of them don't. So I got white on this and I got gold gilding on the other 2 that I pre-ordered. Yeah, just walking through, it's a very basic spread. And the way that this is done, it's got the 5 weeks here, and then there's room for that 6th week if a day or 2 hangs over the edge. So you're never sharing boxes in this particular layout here. So I like that she thought of everything. So you can see the boxes disappear here at 31. There's no boxes for the rest of this week, but then when there's a 6th week, it will hang down. Let's see, we're flipping until we get to when it's like September of next year. Yeah, so September of next year, there's a box down below, and you see it right there. All the monthlies are up at the front. Again, Monday start, your weekends are together, and there's no shading, no holidays, no red, which I appreciate. I never really liked the Hobonichis because there's so much red on the pages. No red whatsoever. It's just all gray scale. And then you move into the last monthly is 1 month after 2024. So you get the December before 2024 and the January after. And then you move into your weekly pages. And this is where I think you can see some of the ghosting, like you see the numbers behind it. So I'm going to flip a little bit further in so we don't get quite as much ghosting or anything. So you can see the weeks. Here is their weekly setup. Again, horizontal spread. Vertical is going to be very skinny columns, but they're going to look very similar to last year's planner. They did end up changing it a little bit. Got all my vocab in there. So you've got the line and then the numbers in this one. Well, the new ones, the number is actually the line. So the numbers would be scooted over a little bit. You'd have a little bit more space. This one is the horizontal spread. So I've got my sections horizontally here. It gives you the week number, the date information, and then the numbers here up in the corners. And again, the lines and shading are so light, you could totally disregard any of this. If you don't want to use the horizontal lines or any of the vertical lines, you could totally ignore them. They're not that big or noticeable. And one thing I love that she builds into these planners is there are these teeny tiny dots right in the middle of the page, so you can divide this in half super easily. She has those guides for you. You don't have to count squares or anything. And then the same thing over on the blank side page. This is just a blank page here. You get the dot at the top, dot at the bottom, and then dots to divide this into thirds, which I think is cute. So there's dots here, and then again, dots here. So all the pages have those little dot guidelines, so you can easily divide everything out that you want. I love that it's horizontal, so you can divide it how you want there. And then you get the blank page of notes each week. So I'm thinking content planner, social media planner. I can totally put my video ideas or things I want to put on Instagram or whatever on this side. I can even do like content and then to-do list and then video notes or something. Notes, ideas, anything. I get that weekly page every week to write out more information. So I love, love, love the way this is laid out. All the weeks are the same and you just flip through all the weeks. You do have these little guides on the planner that are very subtle. It's like 2 different shades of gray, and you can flip to whatever month. I didn't end up really tabbing my sterling inks or anything last year. I just used little tabs where I am actually at, just temporary things I can stick in there like sticky notes and use those as needed, but you can definitely tab these up if you want to tab over the little grayed out thing. It's easy, and then you can just flip through and find where you need to be otherwise. So all the months are in there up until the end of December. You get one little part of January because of how December 2024 ends. You get 5 days worth of January stuff, and then you move into your numbered pages in the back. So again, this page is not numbered, but it's actually technically a page in there, and then it goes 1 through 119. And again, compact. The other ones I think go through 370 or 369, so you get a full year of pages in the back for 1 a day, but this one's compact, so I only have a few. And I thought, you know, if I'm doing something like fitness planning or content planning in this, I don't need all of the pages in the back because I'm not going to use one of those pages every single day, especially when I have a weekly page right here. I'll get away with mostly using just this layout every week, and then I've got additional notes pages in the back if I want them. I really, really like the way that this looks. I love the new covers. They're just flimsy and beautiful, and I thought to myself when I was ordering this one, I can stick it in my, this is a Freckled Fawn Traveler's Notebook. I've got quite a few from them. I did work for them in the past, like actually worked for them. And so I've got lots of their goodness. I have an Aura Estelle notebook in here that's going to be my dance planner. And then I've got a notebook in here that is from Sterling Ink, and I write in all of our travel stuff. So we took a couple of vacations. They're all in here. And then I also could put this one in here as well. So I'm just gonna slide it into one of these, and then all of this stuff is together. So I do need my dance mom notebook somewhat, and then the other one's really just mostly travel. I do have some notes in there, but mostly just travel stuff. It's big and chunky with all 3 in there, but it still will totally close. So I could totally do that and have it in there if this is gonna be like a fitness or content planning type of thing. I could totally just stick it in there with the other goodness that I've been using. Or I also thought I could possibly stick it in to my Hobonichi cover. I did end up ordering some Hobonichi goodness, and this is a wellness planner right now. So if this were to be like a fitness planner, I could slide it in as well. It would be a chunky monkey, just slid in there. Or I could potentially have something different in here, like possibly just put the tea in this side. It might be awkward because it isn't quite as wide, but it totally fits in here. This is a sterling ink as well. I've got stickers in the back there. Really decked this one out. I could totally do something like that where I have my little notebook in there. So it could be like my content planner, my sticker sneeze planner, or my fitness and wellness planner, some sort of system like that. Fitness would be strictly tracking miles and tracking Peloton workouts, and then wellness would be tracking like food logging, health, body image, that type of discussions, symptoms as far as any health related things. So I could totally see this being like a wellness and food and fitness type of setup there in here. So that's my thought process moving forward. It really depends on what I end up using this for, where it's going to go, and what contraption it might end up in. And it might just be a situation where if it's something that I'm not going to be referring to all day, every day, it might just end up in this room, or it might just be slid in here when it's convenient, or like when we're traveling, I'll slide it in here when it's convenient. Otherwise, it's just going to be something that I work into my planning somehow. I don't know what it's going to be dedicated for, but I love, love, love all the sterling ink stuff. So I will be talking about the other two. I am in the last batch of pre-orders because I ordered a week's that is gold edges. It's in the absolute last batch of pre-orders. So I'm going to be one of the last ones to get my planner, but I do have this one right now. I thought I'd talk about it a little bit because I'm super excited about it, even though I can't even use it yet. It's like, it doesn't even matter if I'm in the last pre-order because I can't even use it yet. And I'm so, so grateful to Catherine at Sterling Ink for letting us pre-order. She would have let you order as many as you want because it was a true pre-order. She wasn't going to place the order with her manufacturer until everybody had their pre-orders in. And she gave us a pretty good window to pre-order. I'm just kicking myself for not ordering more things because I really just regretted not getting a full year dated A5. I got the 2.5 years instead, and I thought, I want the big chunky fluffy book at the end of the year, and right now it's split up if I just use what I ordered. So anyway, there you go. There's my look at the Sterling Ink. This is the N1H, so Traveler's Notebook size horizontal, and I hope you guys liked it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me along. I'll have more planner goodness for you guys very soon. I'm getting really close to 10,000 subscribers, so I'd love for you to join me on this journey and hit that subscribe button. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will catch you next time.